Who can I call to put up a billboard in somebody else's city to talk my?
That's pretty
How
good.
was you able to do that? That's legendary.
That's pretty good.
I'm proud of that one.
That's legendary. I need that number.
That one was good. The backstory on that one is funny because originally I'm trying to buy a newspaper ad. They say it's $100,000 just to put a newspaper ad.
A newspaper ad?
Yeah, well, back then, yeah, it's a little longer ago, but you're right, it shouldn't have been that much, but we were looking for estimates, and the Cleveland Plain dealer, because LeBron was coming back home, refused to sell it to us. They said, no, we're not doing that. They refused our business. And so we needed an alternative, and it turns out that Akron billboards are like much less than that. And so they saved me a lot of money, and it was like 11 or 6 Akron, I don't remember how many Akron billboards, and they all said, yes, you're welcome, LeBron. Love Miami is what they said.
Wow.
Yes. And I was going to fly a plane over his homecoming that said the same thing. It was set up. I had the banner and everything. It was set up. I will tell you a secret. I'll tell you a secret I've never told before. That ESPN made me immediately take down the billboards, and they immediately told me you can't fly that plane. And so I got a call from a high-ranking member of the Miami Heat organization saying, I'm going to fly the plane. I'm going to do it. And I'm like, you can't do that. You can't do that. I'm going to get fired. You're going to get me fired. I'm not going to have plausible deniability that somebody else fly the plane. It's going to look like an act of insubordination.
You should have called me.
Hey, listen. Whoever was talking about flying that plane was probably willing to go down with the. It was a dark cloud over us for a while. No, listen, we were in the funk for a while when we lost the king around here. I mean, that's I don't know. Yeah, that's just natural. It was a little dark cloud over us for a minute when he left.
Talk about that though. So you're in the obviously the media uproar when Bron chose to come here, and then when Bron chooses to leave here. So talk about
you're on both sides.
Yeah, talk about the highs and lows of on your side, what you're hearing, what you're seeing, what's going on when he says he's coming and the big three comes, and then when he leaves. I'd just like to hear the difference.
I mean, I was just profoundly grateful for all of it. It was just, it's a content bonanza. You're coming down to our city and you're making us like this just electrical pulsating thing for Paul Millsap's Game 17, and you're like watching this thing that matters so much to the city because it's very much Miami against the United States. The only other time it's been like that was University of Miami football teams that make him stop being a Gator for a second. You know, like those because what those teams were hated and Miami forged around them, and it was like, yes, this is an ethnic fun team that tramples sportsmanship. You guys were that polarizing without any of the bad, like without any of the stuff that was going to horrify the white customers.
That you knew about. That you knew about,
right. But you guys, so you're this polarizing thing coast to coast, and only polarizing because you celebrated the championship before we dribbled the basketball down here.
No, but I want to hear something crazy because you touched on it earlier about how hard it is and it's not fun. People don't understand that. People think like once we got that team together that it was fun and it just meshed and it just gelled and we had the parade. I tell people all the time, nothing about that was fun until you were riding down the street on that parade. That's the only part about that that was fun. None of that was fun because there was expectations. And we understood those expectations. If we don't win, they're going to blow this up. And now we sacrifice money, we sacrifice time. Mike talked about this before. We sacrifice money, we sacrifice time. And we getting traded some.
And we're a game away.
A game away.
Yeah. A game in Boston away from your sacrifices.
Meant nothing.
Echoing laughter about the sacrifices that you made. Laughing stocks because you guys took all the discounts and look at that. It was supposed to be easy. One of the weird things that I'll never get though, because God, you guys changed the sport so much over the last 15 years. So I figure that it's going to be easy those years, and it wasn't easy. And I think you guys get the reputation that you have as hard-earned champions because it was hard. If it had been easy, it would have LeBron would have been looked at less than, and Dwayne too, if it had been easy. But the part that was confusing to me, so Durant sees him do that, and LeBron did that because Pierce and Garnett and Allen were together, and Durant does it, and they win easily. And I'm like, well, that must be fun, right? Like, they win easily. Like, it must be fun to play basketball like that. That's the greatest thing I ever have seen. You can pass to Durant, or you can pass to Steph, and Draymond will do all the only he wants to do.
Let me ask you this, because you're on the
But
media.
how was that not easy and fun for him?
But why? And because I want to talk about this, and this is what I noticed. Why was the Miami Heat's team hated for the decision we made, but I think Golden State team was loved?
But we were more first. Everyone
Golden State, they love Clay, they love Steph. That team was lifted, and they were loved. But when Bron came to us, we were hated. Why was that a different reaction from the media and from the world?
I can answer it too. I think honestly, and I'm gonna let you answer it too because you're way better at it than I am. But I think the reality is like they hated us so much for doing it that they had to love someone else to do it. But for again, right? Like they hated us for doing it.
They did.
They hated us for doing it. I don't know how you guys saw it on the media side of things, but like it was a blessing to me because I'd never been in relevance in the NBA. Mm-hmm. Like I hadn't been in relevance. It's the reason I came here. I wanted to see what I do on the stage. I wanted to like either I was going to shit myself or I'm going to actually perform. But that to me is they hated us so much that now you need someone to like. And when they did it, I think it was more of the like on that side.
I thought it was because Steph and Clay was light skinned. That's what I thought. I'm just being honest.
See,
you know, it was going around.
They were light
stand on business.
I said, here we go with that light skin again.
I had the undercurrent of it, and I'm like, I can't say that. I felt it off him, and I'm like thinking to myself,
that's that light skin.
See, I said 20 words. He says light skin. You know, just like stand on business.
But also,
am I wrong? Am I wrong about that?
Look.
Not the light skin part, the other part about how the two teams were perceived differently.
I don't think you're wrong, and I think there are a lot of variables, and I think you were first, and look, that doing the thing on the stage.
Yes.
I don't need to tell you that arrogant black athlete, however it is that you arrive at arrogant black athlete, celebrating something before it has been earned is going to be seen a certain way. So there's that, but I'd put that off to the side. I'd also put in there that Dwayne and LeBron, throughout all of that, became adult spokesmen for things ranging from Trayvon Martin to we need to improve our schools, and became adults in a way that Steph and Clay have not had to, because Dwayne and LeBron were already doing that and were sort of leaders there. And like I found that entire time fascinating, captivating for a lot of different reasons. The brotherhood of Dwayne and LeBron was beautiful. LeBron coming here and taking a little brother role and doing 2 media sessions a day and wanting to learn from Dwayne. It's a beautiful story. If I wrapped that story in the Olympic flag and made it about like Olympic patriotism, we would love that team, right? Steve Kerr I wrote that one time, and Steve Kerr wrote me a note saying, before he coached the Warriors, what a beautiful thing to write in the middle of what that was going on, where I'm like, do you know how much America would love this particular team and this story? It's pieces, right? When I'm saying, Mike, going to his mother's deathbed with a team who drives a convoy to the funeral home to be at his side.
Pat Riley in Liberty City, 9 o'clock. I'm like, Pat, by 9:30, you're going to have to get up out of here. Like, real talk, Pat. You got about 30 more minutes. I'm going to walk you to your car. But Pat was, they came.
That he would love Dwayne the way that he does. The game balls, that I'm going after Tyler Hansbrough. Like, all the stuff you guys had, I was so proud to write about it, to see it, to feel it, to be next to it, to profit off of it, because you guys brought a whole economy of attention down here to sports. You guys, I moved to the Clevelander. We got a studio. I'm doing a Speedo bet with Charles Barkley. We're at the center of the universe in sports, because you guys brought all of that here. Him with his bad back.
Still bad.
Still trying to.
He said came out of the womb with a bad back. It's nuts.
But I don't. What you don't know about that story, I'll tell you something you don't know about that story. Is me and Mike were talking about that story, and we talked about what they offered him, and we talked about what we were going to do because of the brotherhood that we have. And Mike, crazy as hell, he was like, "Yeah, if you ain't going, I ain't going." You know what I'm saying? And that's what my brother was like. What we gonna do here?
It's so
like,
cool
because we always wanted to have the chance to play together. Mm-hmm. We talked about that since college, but that was around the time that the game was changing, and the 3-point shot was what it was. It was either dunks in the paint or it was 3-point shots. So obviously Mike was the choice at that moment. But we were having conversations behind the scenes, because you talk about that brotherhood and those things and those conversations. And then another point that people don't know is LeBron didn't know me. never played with me. Chris Bosh didn't know me, never played with me.
You were on Dwayne Wade's word, is
And
what
when-
you were
yep,
on Dwayne.
yep,
Dwayne
yep.
Wade cashed that check, and it's like, we're all going to share our money here, and this is going to be fun, right? The five of us.
We thought so. We thought.
This is going to be fun. We'll take the discounts. We'll sign. You guys they weren't signing contracts until the stage was coming up, right?
Yeah.
And you guys are taking millions less, and it's crazy to think that sports would be such a cauldron that you guys couldn't enjoy any of that when it seemed like, from where I was watching, it was the most magical thing.
That was a rough 4 years. Made it to the final.
Only three for me.
It was.
It broke him. Yeah, it broke him. He was losing shoes at the end.
I got shipped out.
His knees,
You went out with a bang, though,
shoes.
Killer.
I went out with
You
a
went out
bang.
with a bang, though.
They
Go
packed
out
me
with
up
a
and shipped me
bang.
out.
You did. Look, but how great is that?
Oh, yeah.
You wanted to test yourself against. How cool is that, Mike? This is what I'm saying about what the cool parts of this story were. How cool is it
Yes.
that he wants to test himself against the best? He could have scored 20 a night for Memphis for the rest of time. No, I want to play against the best. They think he's taking a shortcut. No, no. If you give me 15 shots a game, I swear to you, I'll score 30 points a game. Like, he knows he can shoot.
Yes.
He's taking a lesser role in the name of the sacrifice of, everybody wants to be about winning, right? Brotherhood, winning, these are cool things. For him to physically test himself against the best, I don't know what it's like to get up in the morning as his physical body. It seems like it would be awful. Lose a shoe, starts making threes, helps win the championship. It's a beautiful story, man.
So the way you see it now,
it's beautiful.
the way you see it
really
now,
is.
did you always see it like that? Or now as you gotten older and you've become more experienced and there's different ways to look at this media thing, is that how you see it now?
It's not even the media thing. It's sports and life. I really appreciate the hard things that people do to be excellent. Writers, one of the things about the sports media that I think I can say, it's probably a generalization, but we love sports. We're just not good enough to do what it is that you guys did, but telling the stories about it and loving it and celebrating it and being awed by the strength in it. I've learned that. Sports has taught me that. Like I told you, when I started in my career, the job was to remind Udonis Haslem that Shaq has never had a power forward that was 6'10", that he's wanted
Lit my goddamn
whatever.
fire immediately.
It was just to criticize or to be critical, to not, and what I've learned is just to really, by talking to you guys, having relationships with you, you guys were maximum professionals. You guys always answered our questions. We're still the high school nerds that are near the jocks in high school. Everything in adulthood is a little bit high school. and you guys always tolerated us buzzing around the locker room, and he never made us feel the way that, the locker room doors open. We might as well be spilling elephant dung and flies in your private workspace. You guys don't want us there. But you guys were always exceedingly kind, always exceedingly professional. And so you made the relationship something that I wish it were between media and athletes, because it would be more respectful.
We've got just a few games left this season, with 8 teams battling out to make the conference championship. Get in on the action right now with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook. They offering all new customers $200 in bonus bets instantly after betting just $5. Don't let this slip away. Download the DraftKings app now and sign up. Use code OGs. The crown is yours. Stay in on all the action and use your $200 in bonus bets on DraftKings same game parlays for a shot at an even bigger payout. Combine multiple bets together from the same game. Love the thrill of live betting? DraftKings got you covered. Bet live on in-progress games right as they happen, making watching the game that much more exciting. If sports betting is not available in your state, don't even worry about it. You can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have the shot to win cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use my promo code OGs and bet just $5 on any wager and get $200 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code OGs only on DraftKings Sportsbook.